19. Very happy, very excited. Went to sleep at 5 in the morning, got up at 6. And I have a little presentation ready and everything else is perfect. And we even had the sunshine. And yesterday it was snowing. We're here under the heater after having a very exciting ride on the lift going from zero to upper ground.
Be seated just for one moment. You two just sit along the side here just for a second.
Mm-hmm. Well, both of us?
Yeah, why not? Why not? Just for a moment.
Thank you very much.
Well, very warm welcome to everybody and welcome to Tower Bridge, probably one of the most famous bridges in the whole of the world, and what a wonderful setting for a wedding. And look, the sun is shining. Now they do say in this country, happy the couple the sun shines on, so omens are good for a very long and happy life together.
Thank you.
So my name is Rosie and this is Christina. We're both registrars from Tower Hamlets Register Office, and it's a pleasure and a privilege to be here with you this afternoon and to be leading you two through your marriage ceremony. And before I begin any ceremony, I'd like to explain just how a civil ceremony runs, because it is, look, the sun's shining on you right at that moment, right at that precise moment. What a good sign. A civil marriage ceremony is a very short and simple affair, and there are 3 parts to this. And the reason I like to explain the process is that it will be over so quickly that you as the guests might be thinking, goodness me, that was so quick, could they possibly be married? But to reassure everybody, but particularly Dina and Martin, that their ceremony is most definitely going to be legal, I'm going to talk you through the process. So after a very brief introduction about marriage, I'll use some legal terminology to explain that this particular area on the bridge is licensed for marriages. Therefore, everything that happens in this room is fully legal and binding. So for a marriage to be legal and binding, we have to have 2 people who are wanting to get married, which we have. We have to have 2 registrars, which we have, and we have to have at least 2 people to witness the ceremony. So in fact, we've got our 3 guests, but we've also got a number of other people here in the room. So you can see we're following the law to the letter. In the second part of the ceremony, the 2 of you are going to be declaring that you're both free to marry, using formal wording to do so. And then the third and final part is the most important, because you're going to be saying words to each other that form the contract of marriage. You've also chosen to exchange rings at that point, and a wedding ring is a traditional symbol of marriage. So that's how the ceremony will run. So I know this is a very silly question, but are you all set to get married?
Yes, we are.
Well, that's the right answer. Good, thank you. So if I could ask you both to come here, to stand, and just to declare to me your full names. So beginning with you, Martin.
Martin David Smith.
Dina Mehmedbegovic.
Lovely. So, Dina and Martin, the purpose of marriage is to enable you both to make a formal commitment to each other, to care for and support each other through all that life brings you. It's to accept each other's strengths and weaknesses and to continue to learn and grow together. Marriage unites two people into a lifetime of caring, sharing, understanding and forgiveness. It is a commitment that calls for honesty, patience and of course at times a sense of humour too. It's also a commitment from each of you to treat one another with love, affection and respect. And marriage needs closeness and distance. Closeness so that you continue to learn and grow together, but distance so that you do remain as two individual people. So now I need to tell you both that this place in which we are met has been sanctioned according to law for the celebration of marriages, and before you're joined together in marriage I have to remind you of the solemn and binding character of the declarations that you're about to make in front of us. Marriage, according to the law of this country, is the union of two people that's voluntarily entered into for life and to the exclusion of all others. So I'm going to ask each of you in turn to declare that you don't know of any reason why you shouldn't be married here today. So beginning with you, Martin, please repeat these words after me. I do solemnly declare.
I do solemnly declare.
That I know not.
That I know not.
Of any lawful impediment.
Of any lawful impediment.
Why I.
Martin David Smith.
May not be joined in matrimony.
May not be joined in matrimony.
To
Dina Mehmedbegovic.
Dina, you're going to say the same declaration. I declare.
I declare
That I know.
that I know
Of no legal reason.
of no legal reason
Why
why I, Dina Mehmedbegovic,
may not be joined in matrimony.
may not be joined in matrimony
To
Martin David Smith.
Okay, well, guests, we've all heard Martin and Dina declare in front of us that they don't know of a reason why they shouldn't be married. So it's over to you. In fact, if there's anybody in the room that knows of a legal objection to their marriage proceeding, now would be the time to tell me. Okay. Everyone's looking absolutely stunned. Why would I even ask such a question? So, I'm going to now ask you each a question. So beginning with you, Martin, will you take Dina to be your lawful wedded wife, to love her and to care for her and to be faithful to her always?
I will.
And Dina, will you take Martin to be your lawful wedded husband, to love him and to care for him and to be faithful to him always?
I will.
Well, we're really happy that we're here with you this afternoon because this is a really important stage in your lives that you're about to enter into. So already we're at the final and most important part of our ceremony. So if I could ask you three to stand. Okay, so you've come to the point in the ceremony where you're going to be saying the words that form the contract of marriage. You're going to be sealing that contract as well with the giving and receiving of wedding rings. And the wedding ring is, of course, that traditional symbol of marriage, and it's the sign to everybody of the commitment that you've made in front of us all here today. So, beginning with you, Martin, you're going to take the ring that you're giving to your lovely bride. Okay, so the two of you just turn and face each other. Now, Martin, gently place the ring onto the ring finger of Dina's left hand. Hold the ring in place and say these words after me, but of course say them to Dina. I call upon these persons here present to witness that I,
Martin David Smith,
do take thee
Dina Mehmedbegovic,
to be my lawful wedded wife. Well done. Dina, let's do the same. So Dina, I'm going to say, I call upon these persons here present to witness that I,
Dina Mehmedbegovic,
do take thee,
do take thee,
Martin
Martin David Smith,
to be my lawful wedded husband.
to be my lawful wedded husband.
Well, no, I haven't quite finished yet. You're just
We
jumping
are like
ahead.
that, we can't stop.
Don't worry, no, that's okay. Keep holding hands. You're just jumping ahead of me,
I
one
know.
step ahead of me. What I was going to say
Unexperienced.
to you both is, Dina and Martin, the two of you have both made the declarations that are required in law, and in doing so you've made a solemn and binding commitment to each other in the presence of your three guests who are here with you and everybody in this room. Now, this afternoon is going to form a milestone in your lives together, and it is, of course, a day we hope you're going to remember for many years to come with much love and happiness. And what better place? Every time you look at Tower Bridge, you're always going to remember your wedding ceremony. But more importantly, I'm sure that all of your guests and everybody in the room will agree with me when I say that we do all hope that the love that you've found with each other continues to grow even stronger as time goes by. So it's with pleasure I can announce that you are husband and wife. And now you can resume what you were doing before.
Oh. How impatient it was from them.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Congratulations, many congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Okay, well,
I congratulate you.
Oh,
Martin.
Thank you very much.
okay,
Glad
now
we didn't commiserate with Dina.
you've got a little bit of work to do now.
Have I?
So, two of you, you're going to come around to this side of the table next.
A toast to my the ridiculous situation of me having this amazing, stunning, beautiful wife. I can't quite believe this happened. How did this ever happen? What is wrong with you? Thank you for being mental and being mine.
I'll drink to that.
Crazy woman.
Okay. Cheers, everyone. Cheers, everyone.
Cheers. Jubilee.
I have a short toast as well to
Long
say
life.
to my group, who could have had a PhD in any discipline he would have chosen, and he could have been an Olympic
Can somebody check?
athlete.
Can somebody check the
Any
certificate? I think my
sport
name's
he
not on it.
wanted.
You, what
Thank
is wrong
for
with you?
being super fit and being super intelligent and above all fun. You make me laugh every day.
The best toast I ever.
Is she married?
You deserve that.
You make no sense. Thank you, sweetheart.
I have a little presentation for all of you, and we will do that once we have lovely lunch, because we now hungry. I would like to say a few words before our desserts, and because Martin doesn't like kind of formal speaking, I offered to do little speech, little presentation on behalf of both of us, and then he can say something spontaneous as he wants, when he wants. So I prepared a little presentation because this is what I do for my job anyway. I was up till 5 o'clock in the morning finalizing this. I've been, since Martin proposed, I was working on this, but the final version, kind of happened last night. And the date is really special date. 17 years ago on this date I got keys to our old nest, where we've spent many happy days, many happy years.
The rest were miserable, but those days were great.
Yes, and the presentation is called You Me, and I'm going to explain why it is called You Me. And
You got earplugs.
I want to give you games for this presentation. So I'm going to explain you key concepts and definitions of You Me, and I'm going to tell you about the advantages of getting married at this tender age. And I'm also going to tell you about role models of good practice that we have. Namely, they are called husband and wife, and I'll explain who they are. And then I will tell you what Sleeping Beauty has to do with this all. And throughout this little presentation, I hope we all have lots of fun.
Bravo! Bravo! Mother Oscar, take the fucking control off us.
This is the beginning. We're going to look at the origins of You and Me, how they developed. We're going to look at many features of You and Me, and current state of affairs, and their future plans and vision.
She's not P.
Okay, so these are, and I haven't had anything to drink. So these are some key dates and key features of You and Me. You and Me met on the 23rd of November 2002, and this was in a place called E&O in Leonard Crescent, which Jason knows really well because he lives just nearby. And we met on this very spot here, okay? Inside. Martin was with his friends, and I was with one friend, and he saw me, and he had a few drinks, and he came and got me. The discourse that happened there, it's kind of not really appropriate for this amazing building. So just to say, I think I realized that Martin's got a little cell in his brain, and that cell thinks, what is the shittiest thing that I could say in this very moment? And he will say that. And then he will improve on it all, and it will be something else. But because he looked so fit and lean and proper hot, sexy crumpets, I kind of disregarded the discourse, and we went on talking, and there was some key equipment during that night, and those were my very special shoes. So I bought these shoes in King's Road in an amazing place called Zuki in King's Road, and I wore those shoes first time that night, and those shoes are now here.
That was my floor.
At the wedding, and it couldn't have been any other shoes, so that was really nice because I didn't have any dilemma when it came to shoes. This place here now is located across the road from the famous Notting Hill bookshop where the film Notting Hill was filmed. So every time when we have friends visiting, and these are lovely group of Swedish teachers from Sundsvall who came to do a study visit in London last year, we always take them to Notting Hill bookshop for a little photo shoot, and then we show them also the historic place across the road where we met.
Is it the same guy that you are?
This is the same you with me.
So you're saying nothing?
Yeah.
You
didn't
Okay,
change.
so I'm going to tell you a
I
little
wonder
bit.
what was kept you know, so many years same.
Okay, so I'll tell you a little bit how you and me developed after that night at TNO. We started immediately going for lovely travels, and our first trip was to Barcelona for the new year of 2002. And then come Valentine's, and I got this most amazing card in post, which said, "I only have eyes for you." And this is the text. Hi there, gorgeous. You may not know me, but I've been stalking you for bloody ages. You and your omelets, and your purple car, and that ginger twat. What are you doing with him? I'm far sexier. Are his salad chopping skills really that good, loved me. So that comes. You can read it anytime, it's on our shelf.
But is this wine that you are drinking? You
No,
can't remember.
In return, he got this little box, and in that box there was a key to our old nest, because it was very charming. He lived just round the corner from me, and every night when he was going back home from work, he would pass by my place and he would stop and stay for dinner, stay the night. And then one night I wasn't at home, he goes, "Where are you?" I'm with friends. He said, "If I had your key, I could actually let myself in and then wait for you." Wouldn't that be nice? So there was the key on Valentine's Day, wasn't it, baby?
There's
Lovely.
the key. I
There's
see
the
now.
key, yes. And it
I
had
see
a
now.
heart. It had a heart pendant.
That's
with
not
it
an
as well.
original photo, is it?
That's not the original photo, it's the original box.
Very impressive.
If you're asking me about the original, your friend Andy managed to lose the little original heart that I
Yes,
gave
let's
him.
not talk about that.
Let's not mention the original heart. And our first trip to Croatia, Dubrovnik 2003. And our first anniversary, darling, where was this?
Oh Christ, Rome.
Bravo! Our
God.
first
First time I've ever
anniversary
got this right,
in
ever.
Rome. And then, what you and me loved doing was fitness. I was very enthusiastic to get my darling into fitness, into running, and one of my first presents to him was gym membership. And this was the enthusiasm that he showed for that gym membership. He absolutely hated it. Didn't want to go. I had to drag him. And also, I'm big on swimming, so I wanted to get him into swimming in the sea, u Jadranu, the plivamo skupa. This is as far as I could get him. We haven't progressed. This is still where it was.
That is not the other. It is, I recognize that.
That is ušće.
What?
Ušće, Neretva ušće.
Oh yeah,
What?
I can see now. I can see.
Okay, but Martin only does sandy beaches, and he doesn't like stones, he doesn't like rocks, he only wants easy. Yeah?
He's gentleman.
But
He's gentleman.
we're still working on swimming. That's not a very successful department, but we are much better at running. And Toma will know where this is.
Split.
Absolutely. Look at my runner. He is the most elegant runner that you've seen. I just love to see him running. He's so quick and elegant and effortless. And he was the quickest runner in his school. And thank you, darling, for being such an amazing runner. And stop shaking your head like Chancellor Rez.
He's running away from you.
Yeah, she's trying to get me gym membership.
Okay, and now I have to tell you about very important role models. For us, they're called Argan Wife. Who's heard of Argan Wife here? No, okay. And then I'll explain these other things. This is Arg, okay? It's Armstrong and Miller comedy. And Arg is a hunter, yeah? Caveman. And his purpose is to hunt mammoth. And then sometimes he catches, too many of them, and they've got too much mammoth. So this was the origins of dinner parties, when our catches, too many, and then wife makes always something little bit special. That's our good wife. So one evening, very early into our courtship, Martin turned up on the door with a packet of chicken. I opened the door and he said, "Woman chicken cook." And this was like, Argus here, Argus hungry, and woman cook. So that's when I got the roles right, I started cooking, and now I would cook, make a photo of what I've cooked and send him a message, Mahmoud for art, to get him to come home at some reasonable time from work. And
He escaped the bad habits. Eating
That's true.
something that is,
yeah,
crucial point.
it's a good diet, but also to kind of say, I don't mind these role models of cave women and cavemen, because Martin has shown his enthusiasm for gender equality so many times that I'm completely blown over by how amazing he is in that aspect, especially for somebody who comes from, context where male chauvinism is so big. And just to say, when Martin proposed, he said to me, do you want me to take your surname as well? Actually, they never asked me what surname I wanted.
I think you have to ask. Sorry, state.
So I don't have your surname now.
No, it defaults to mine.
You have to change it by default.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you have to change your surname.
Yeah, but don't I have to declare it in the surname? Okay, that's good.
Thank you.
I've noticed that, they didn't ask.
They normally ask that.
Usually we are accustomed, to have that.
You sound a bit too experienced for my liking.
No,
Normally
that
ask
is,
that.
that is, that is coming from,
Right, is that?
our country, that is regular, questionnaire.
Yeah.
I mean, that is, are you going to keep your, surname, or you are adopting,
Very
some,
problem.
that is, freedom of expression.
They asked you that.
Yes, always, that is,
Yeah, all right, okay.
well, this is Western, society and democracy, Western democracy.
Okay, so I'm going to tell you a little bit about me ski, because skiing was a very important part of my life, and I so wanted Martin to become a skier as well, and he was very keen. He said he always wanted to ski but didn't have the opportunity. So there was lots of teaching and learning of skiing, and I was the teacher and Martin was following me, and I'm so happy to say that he's an amazing skier, although we had challenges on that way. He broke both of his legs in that process. And that's when you and me realized that we actually have 4 legs, and if one leg is broken, that neither of us ski. And it also impacts on all our lives. And this is where this kind of thinking about 4 legs and 2 birthdays and everything that's together, this is where it kind of originated. And 100 years, as Martin said, we are now 100 years. But Martin is a really talented skier, and I'm so proud of him, and I always tell him he can ski any run he sees. And that really makes me so proud. So here are just few skiing photos. I mean, now when I look at this, my God, look at us. No helmets, no goggles. I have a hat. Martin's even taken his hat off. This is unheard of. Now we put a helmet on in the flat. We take it off when we come back to our flat. So this was 2008, 11 years ago, and we've skied in many amazing places. Darling, you remember where this was?
In Alps, definitely.
No, you're wrong, Esa.
No?
You're wrong.
That's Lake Tahoe, isn't it?
No.
No?
Bjelašnica.
Bravo, almost,
Whistler.
bravo. Here
Well
is
done.
our promising and upcoming skier, Whistler, darling, Whistler.
Oh.
Yeah, this is us in Whistler in 2010, just after the Olympics there. And this was probably the only day when it wasn't snowing. Out of 2 weeks we were there. And then I managed to convince my darling to buy an alpine nest. And since then, our skiing has really taken off, and we've just come back from 22 days of skiing. And thank you, darling, for giving me all sorts of criteria that I needed to meet before you said yes, but then you said yes. And it was fantastic to get that. And now we are spending every New Year there. This was on the New Year's Day, just overlooking at Mont Blanc. And another thing that I want to tell you about is about music, and this is where Martin's done lots of teaching and I've done lots of learning, because my kind of music experience was very much classical music before I met Martin. And then he introduced me to his amazing records, collection of records. And then we also had challenges such as wanting to drill holes into our walls. And it took me 10 years to agree to that. Here is Martin. Remember where this was?
No, just move the slide on quickly, please.
You don't remember where you got Susan Vega record?
That was America, wasn't it?
Yes,
Chicago.
Chicago. This was in Chicago, Martin Lovey's records. And this is finally after 10 years when I agreed for the holes to be drilled into the wall so he can secure his hi-fi. And we were able to walk around it and jump and dance, and record didn't skip, and that was nice.
You look very happy.
Very happy. I look at, I've approved the holes, so that was great.
It took you fucking 10 years.
I know. This is why I'm so happy. I saw the light finally. It was worth it. And then Martin's music days, which are now becoming really fun. And here is the latest one that happened 2 weeks ago.
Great.
That you all enjoyed. Yeah.
Just right. Absolutely.
Okay, so many people, when we said we were going to get married, many people said, "Oh, why now? How long has it taken you?" Well, the main advantage is you feel half of the age and you pay half of the tax on any new property. So it's win-win situation. This is when we got our keys on the 21st of November to September to our new nest, which is just down the road. So preparing this wedding has been lots of fun. The funniest thing was when I had a makeup trial last week, and then Martin came back from work and he said to me, "Please cancel that makeup artist, you look like from Blade Runner film." And then in the morning I said, I can't stop thinking about Blade Runner film. Can you send me an image? Because I actually didn't see that film, and then Martin sent me this. So I instantly cancelled the makeup artist, and I even said to her, "Sorry, Abby, but Martin says I look like from Blade Runner," and I sent her this photo. Okay, so finally, just to tell you what Sleeping Beauty has to do with this all. Sleeping Beauty, it took her 100 years to get to her dream wedding, and as Martin says, we 100 together, so it's taken us the same time. This is one of our birthdays, and I just think it's an absolute miracle that this little boy, who was born in Vancouver and grew up in East Anglia, met this little girl who was born in Socijalistička Federativna Republika Yugoslavia and grew up by the river Dina, that they managed to meet each other in this amazing global city of 13 million people and, kind of develop you and me. So in the future, we promise you to work on lots of exciting projects, do lots of traveling, more running, more skiing, more exciting new things like driving Formula One and flying planes and have more you and me time and lots of fun. And one thing that's really amazing about Martin is that he makes me laugh every day. And this is just what a phone call looks like when he needs to make one. And the best thing is, he just loves laughing at himself. So at the end, I just want to thank you, first of all, you three, our special guests.
You pointing out the fact you're at the top there.
Yeah. Well, Esa actually kind of has been connected to my family the longest. We were neighbors in Banja Luka, just on the opposite side of the streets. And Esa's been with us through many, many challenges and many projects, and he's always the key person in whatever we do. Almas has come through snow and winter in Bosnia, Croatia, flown 2,000 kilometers to be with us here today. And she's been an amazing bridesmaid. Thank you, Alma. And she's also a keen cyclist. And we hope you'll be coming to cycle with us more and finally to ski with us. And Toma, thank you for being our DJ and for putting our playlist together. And here we are in Rising Sun in Mill Hill, trying to taste Asian salad, probably 20th attempt. We never did, but we'll keep trying with our Rising Sun, and yeah, it's fun. And also I want to thank Katja and her team for being wonderful organizers and making sure there's time to talk things through. Tom, who's come from Shoreham to be here with us to video this, and Charlene doing the photography. And Yumi finishes here. I just want to tell you that Yumi is engraved in our rings, and it's just, for me it means even if we had no names, if we were just Arg and wife and caveman and cavewoman, it doesn't matter because we just want to be you and me and do fun things.
You've been wonderful. You've been so special.
Thank you.
Excellent. Katja, have you ever met people like these two? No? I knew that. You know, I could bet on it.
I know that other people have prepared something to say, so can I invite Alma to say something?
You have to.
No.
Well, then you can say whatever you want, so I'll just go, yeah, great.
Maybe after.
No?
Okay, they'll serve us this.
Oh, yes, I feel like a lecturer. Yes. Well, I've known Dina&Martin for what seems like ages. But I first became aware of them as a couple. It was at a party for Croats at the Whitehall Chamber. Can you not hear me?
No, you need to speak up, please.
Really?
Yes.
That's better.
Wow.
You
Yes.
speak like a man.
Like a
Oh,
bear.
all right. Okay.
Like a bear. Go on, get in there.
And I was suitably impressed by Martin's colourful vocabulary and the standard of Dina's cooking. So I initially saw them both as driven, focused professionals who were determined to enjoy life to the full. It took a little bit longer before I realised how generous and decent they both are, and how they often go beyond the call of duty to put other people's needs before their own. In particular, the devotion that Dina shows towards her mum is very moving. Over the years, I've been lucky enough to go to a multitude of cultural events. I've had my photos displayed in the Croatian embassy. I've been to countless meals, both out and at home. And I've been on late night escapades to posh hotels. I've been go-karting twice, driven a supercar. My knowledge of 80s music has been substantially enriched. All this because I know Dina&Martin.
I don't believe that. You're the 80s kid.
Well, I wasn't complete. It is still in progress, mind.
It is, everything. Yeah.
I also feel privileged to have savoured the volcanic majesty of Martin's temper.
Oh wow.
Yes. Dina's hatred of moths. And the undying love they share for their fellow neighbours.
Known as that.
That's right. I didn't dare say that. Yes, it was an honour to be asked by Dina&Martin to be one of their classes today. In truth, when Dina hinted that they were planning something big this year, I never would have guessed that it would involve vows and rings. They've always been married to each other for me, and their wedding is the icing on the cake for a couple who are truly only meant for each other. There's a tiny bit more done. Okay. There's just to add that sometimes, but not very often, you meet a couple who together are great at the sum of their parts. It's the case here. Dina&Martin are lovely in their own right, but when they're together, they create something special you can't quite put your finger on. That's why I'm so glad we're here today to make it official.
Thank you very much. Very nice.
And thank you for being our DJ today.
That's all right.
Together lovely playlist. Thank you.
Yeah.
And please, I mean, this is very special. Penguin and bear time. Very
Let's take
special.
a picture of it. If you don't
There's a bear on it.
Well, why is that?
it represents our neighbours that we want to stab and motivate.
Thank you.
There you go.
Ja ću čitati, pošto je Dina
Don't
insistirala.
worry, you and me, bro.
Šta kažeš?
We wish
Ja
it
ću
together.
čitati, pošto si insistirala da to bude na engleskom, a moj engleski nije baš tako dobar.
Alma is going to read because her English needs a bit of practice and she's more confident
I
to
ako
read
bude mi
this.
bila neku grešku, oprostite. Our dear beloved ones, from the bottom of our hearts, we wish that every day of your lives be fulfilled with the most beautiful sounds of music, joy, and love. We believe that you deserve each other. With your kindness, because the warm souls usually find each other. You have been a perfect couple so far, so we wish that you continue being the perfect spouse in love and happiness. You have been building your relationship, and with this act you are just extending its boundaries. Be jealous, but not of each other, but of your marriage. Cherish it and defend it from any temptation, and consider it precious for your destiny and happiness. You have made many of our wishes come true, for which we are endlessly grateful to you. And we wish this day be the happy beginning of your lasting and joyful life from the bottom of our hearts. Cheers!
Fantastic, thank you very much.
Martin, you are
We don't have to do it, we're the daddies. We just sit here and enjoy.
Who's your daddy?
We're the fucking daddies.
poem on internet. They didn't provide me with anything that is suitable for these two nice people.
No.
These are special people for me and for us. So we enjoy their marriage and we wish them all the best for their future. To live as long as life is kind to them. So I didn't prepare any
No,
speech.
but I need to add for the record that Esu has written for us several poems. And he needs an inspiration. It will come, but it wasn't going to be today. He's a little bit like Martin. You can't order.
I had inspiration, that is something, but I was probably, faced with some problems in my life, and I was smitten to write something appropriate for this occasion. But I enjoy this moment as it could be enjoyed for somebody out of, real marriage that they joined today. This is something that fulfills all me and them at once. That is, what I can say. And I agree with all what has been said from these two lovely people. So, I just joined them, and I wish them all the best.
Bravo. Thank you, everybody. Thank you very much.
I'm so sorry, if I disappointed you.
No, never.
No, absolutely.
Never.
I'm so sorry.
In fact, I'm angry with you now.
I'm angry with myself. I'm angry with myself. I didn't provide you, with something maybe you expected.
If you just kept your mouth shut, we could have been together quiet.
Yeah. That I should do that. I should do that.
Roll your eyes at least
I know
once.
that you've been provoked by my, poor speech. My poor speech.
You're having a chat.
Now go ahead, and do what you should.
Martin, will you go to the lectern, please?
Oh.
Yeah.
But
There we go. I had to just push him over the edge. Just a little push over the edge.
You know how Theresa May does.
Yeah, look. Let's get his own presentation.
You got your notes. You got your notes on the screen.
That's my preparation.
This is your half.
Customize your display. Enter name here. Yeah, I've done preparation for this because I am lazy, complacent, and spoiled by my sweetheart.
Overworked. Every single
No, I use that as an excuse.
You like to make jokes about yourself, and
well,
that is very,
for me, they're
very-
statements. For everybody else, they're jokes. This is just a matter of semantics. What can I say? But I guess very briefly, apart from the fact that Dina and I solemnly swear to save taxes courtesy of government certificates. That aside, if I didn't have any tax benefits from doing this, let's just say that wasn't the case, then while I might have a phobia, and I have to put my hands up and acknowledge my deep phobia of societal management of people, and marriage is definitely part of that. The fact that I've gone through this today is because I recognise that this is something that my sweetheart really wants as well, and she is absolutely the only person that I could ever consider doing this with. Like the whole thing is so anathema to me, it's ridiculous. But with Dina, this is a big thing for me to go to become married. But today I am very happy that I've done this with Dina, and I'm grateful for her inspiration in getting me to do this. The way she's made our lives better on every front. So thank you for showing me the way to save money and to demonstrably express my big, deep love for you.
Beautiful. You know, some parts of your speech you should present in front of Westminster.
Sorry.
Thank you guys. Lovely speeches, really enjoyed it.
You were
Thank
about to say sorry, you were saying something?
Some of parts of your speech should be presented in front of Westminster because you argue against, you know, those rules. Okay?
Yes.
Okay.
But the world is changing. This is less and less kind of important in modern society. I think that's good.
You can't change rules, you know, that is going on for thousands of years. So, you know, just adopt them and live next 100 years in marriage.
Maybe I shouldn't call you or leave a message at all. So I'll try to be patient, 'cause nothing's written on the wall. Yeah, it's too soon to mention how I've begun to feel that I want your attention. This time it is for real. Oh baby, love me like you did last night. I wanna hold you till the morning comes. Oh baby, love me like you did. Love me like you did. Oh baby, kiss me till I see the light, like you did last night. Like you did last night.
No thing. So thank you so much. It's been a real highlight. We had perfect day today, beautiful weather, and Tower Bridge was amazing. We had lovely vintage Bentley come to pick us up, and it was just an amazing day all the way through, and now lovely time to party with you. I just want to say, in this room, very special people to us. Some people go back as the beginnings of London for me, for Azra, for Dragana, and lots of people who've been with us throughout all this time. Eso goes back to Banja Luka, Azra as well. Yeah, and then our latest additions to friendship, Jim and Heath, welcome. Alma's come all the way just to be here, but we didn't know each other in Banja Luka, so that's different here in Boston. And our closest neighbors now, Derek and Alma, and we've got Lucia and Dubravka from Croatia, our friends on Ušće, and Edo's been an absolute star being a host here, thank you very much. Yeah, and Dan, who jumped on board last minute and said, I'll play anything, just tell me what to play. So thank you, and amazing people today, Charlene and Tom, filming all the way through, thank you so much. And Tomo, our DJ at the tower, and our witness as well. So thank you. Sonia's made this amazing cake. Please, we need an applause for Sonia for this. And Manuel has rushed from his shift in hospital to join us here on time, so thank you for that. And we've got very talented chefs in the kitchen providing dinner for tonight, so thank you to all of you. And now I'd like to ask you to line up here and have a group photo. Charlene's going to take some, Tom is going to video, and then we'll continue with the party. So thank you all.
Together, you are so different and so unique to each other. But when you're together, you really, really go out of the way to please each other. And Martin was saying that he was prepared to take Dina's surname after they get married, which I think, as an Englishman, is a big statement.
I don't want to add much to that other than just my heartfelt thanks. Thank you very much for bothering to turn up. But obviously, number one, my silly cow, my sweetheart. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Just eat, drink, and trash the place.
Found someone who is just as crazy as me, or is it just in my mind? Yet too soon